Hello you all, here we are with a Sunday episode, and we are going to call this one Update Sunday. So it might be a series but not necessarily every Sunday, so this will be the first one in, I don't know how many of these will come, but this is the first one. So number one of Update Sunday. Why do we do this? I want to let you know what things we are working on and what to expect on the channel. First of all, maybe, not most important, but we are about to reach 500 subs and we will do a giveaway. We need to work out how we will do that, but you will hear about that later. What do you see here before you? This is the Tsunami and this is version 3, because we changed a few things compared to version 2. That's only small things. There's bigger changes compared to version 1. Main things is the chassis is longer. We have more holes or mounting positions for one of these axle carriers. This post is moved a little bit backwards to create more space over here. What else do we have? The electronics plate is changed inside and has these slots in it, so you can do a battery strap through it or zip ties to mount down your electronics. What else is there? There's a main difference in this one is the 3D parts, because we also redesigned these, and let me go over the changes. Well, there's different sliders, there's new sliders, and I'm really proud on how the sliders worked out. They also have a slot for the battery strap. They are really, I think they are really no. I'm proud of how the sliders came out. They really follow the chassis. Nice. Now this one is only attached for visuals, but then the rest of the chassis, we still have front bumper, rear bumper. The front bumper, there's a new design, actually two new designs, because we made them to the rules of the WRCCA. Those rules, we went over them, and if you want to build a specific rig, then you need a certain type of bumper. So we made two designs. Maybe there's a picture up somewhere on the designs. What else is new? We have now the body posts we also use on Mantis. These are just mount-ons in the rear. You can put them where you want, and then in the front we have slide overs. You can also change that to the inside if you want. So there's multiple setups for the body posts. There's still the axle carrier, but that one also has body posts on it now. You don't have to use them if you have a full body, just don't use them. But if you have a half cap, you can now use this and this to mount the cap. This one can also be turned around to the other side, so if you have a bigger cap or want to place it more backwards, that's also possible. You don't have to use this one. You can just as well use your own, one from Rhino or AliExpress or Amazon. That doesn't matter. You can use the axle carrier of your choice. Skid plate is redesigned. This is the rear lower link mount. You don't have to use that. If you like to use really long links, you can use the skid plate and this post for the uppers, or you can use the skid plate for the lowers. And if you want to run shorter upper links, you can use these. Otherwise, you can just use these and these for the rear links. Is there anything else I wanted to say about this chassis? There's last detailed changes, and then we will start printing and dividing the chassis. Or if you buy just the rails and print the files yourself, they will be available as soon as the last bits are designed and up to 100% okay. Alright, what else do we have on our bench? Let me check. We are working on the Mantis USA. It's gonna be an OD3 gearbox. We already have some 3D parts in here. We have a set of shocks. They are not, they're just mounted to fiddle out all the links. An awesome set of Meus axles, these ones, F9s, with nice brass weights, the offset pumpkin angles, and we already went to the whole process of getting them open, checking everything out, using shims where necessary. Now I was only using shims and a very small one, I think 0.2 millimeters. Of course, these axles are really nice. This all went open. We of course Loctite every screw down, so we don't lose like the kingpin screws. The caster, no, the what is this thing? Is that, no, that's not caster, that's, yeah, whatever it is, that is already set. So it's a really nice one. Rear axle also. These are not the cheat codes. The cheat codes do have a narrower rear axle, but they're just, everything out of the box was already really nice. I think that one is camber, and the caster angle is yeah, like this or like this. That's caster, and this is camber. So we have a tiny bit of toe out. For that build we also did some soldering, so we did the motor straight onto the V80. We have an extra GST on here for a direct powered servo. Yeah, it's all prepared, and it's ready to assemble. We are just working on the correct link lengths because the client would like it to be within the 317, more like 315 millimeters wheelbase. So that's what we're working on. Next, what is this? That's a tiny little body. What is it for? It's for a sporty build we are doing, because we might be going in a few comps, and then we need a sporty. So what did we do? We are working on a sporty, and this one is, yeah, based on the Mantis chassis, but we cut it down so it's a lot shorter. The body, the front post is not on, but the body fits really nice on here, so that's what it's going to look like. What do we have in here? It is an NLD2 gearbox, which means we have yeah, the same output front and rear. We need to get our reduction somewhere else. I had a set of F9 axles on the bench. Well, they were in another build which get new axles, but we took those apart, shimmed them out, perfect. We put a 833 in the rear, which gives me an extra 10%, and then in the front we kept the 830, but we went with the portal reductions. Instead of the 1223 we put in 1421, giving us an overall reduction of an overall overdrive, as you want to call it, about 34-35%. I think that's going to be okay for the sporty. We also have some nice brass knuckle weights on here. We had to fiddle a bit with those because they did not fit straight on, so but we managed, and they are now really nice. We also cut down the stops, and well, this may be too much. We will not be able to get that out of the axle because it's not the double cardans, it's just single. And but we think, if I measured correct, I think we can get 50 to 53, 54 degrees, which would be really nice for a sporty build. Going with the center pumpkin axle. What else do we have on here? Yeah, we're going to put the servo off center, right or left. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to do it. Now we will have some room for a battery. There will not be need for an electronics plate, because what are we going to drop in this guy? We are going to drop the new Fusion Pro Elite in here. It's 2300. It's short, and I'm going to drop that one in the sporty, because comps in Belgium or yeah, in the neighbor countries, we often get bad weather and a lot of rain, and I don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of getting these V80s completely watertight. So I'm just going to use this one. Came from China, of course, AliExpress. It was here in, I think it was exactly 7 days. Ordered it somewhere at night, and the 7th day it arrived. So really fast. We had some discount. We had some coins. We had some. I don't know what it all was, but it was. I think I paid €100, maybe 99. It was no shipping, so yeah, I couldn't just. I had to have one and see what it will do. So I'd go in the sporty, and I think that's gonna be real nice because it's gonna save me a lot of electronic stuff on that build. This guy is a sporty, which means the wheelbase must be under 3/17, and that's I got there 317. I think it's 315. So what I do have now is I also have the link lengths I'm going to be needing for the Mantis USA build. So that's 2 things at once. That Fusion Pro Elite is 2300, but there is the option of using it with 3S and 4S. I will be using 3S because most of my small batteries are 3S. Don't want to make mistakes. You can put it on auto so it will self-correct, but I think 3S is enough. And the reduction we have is like 100, 1 to 100 on the rear and 1 to 70 on the front. So I like those numbers. Still in the box, arrived this week, is the Gold Flake chassis from Mius. Also still in the box, we have a set of nylons. So these portal nylons will go on the Gold Flake chassis. That's one thing. And then in that same box from Mius was not only the Gold Flake chassis, there's also 2 other boxes. One of them is cheat codes and the other one is F9 nylons. So if the F9 portals, if I don't like them on the sporty, that might end up on the F9 nylon on the nylon Capra, straight nylon Capra axles. If I don't like the portals. This one I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the yeah, that's the build, really a comp truck, the cheat code. So just to let you know, update Sunday, what's all in here, what all did arrived, and what are we all working with, what content can be expected. Another box arrived from a shop in Italy, and now I'm thinking, which one was it? Well, it will be in the episode. What was in that box? That's the from RC 4-wheel drive, the Mickey Thompson Baja Claw TTC. This is a big tire for reference. J-Concept rock bumps, and that's the Baja Claw. They are actually, I don't know which camera shows it best, but they are actually as well in the width. They are very close. They are very close. They are that close that I used an insert from one of these to measure up the inserts for these, and they are really close. I need an extra millimeter in width, and I need an extra millimeter in height, and then they will be perfect. So for the sporty build, that might as well end up on this ones or on this ones. We will see what works best on our Belgium wet rocks. This is green from J-Concept. I'm sure it will work in the rain. I just don't know if that insert is really soft, but I don't know if we have enough weight in the car to put enough PSI down, because this is it's a white tire. Now this is also a white tire, and X2SS, the compound, which also works really well in the wet, because we have the bully tires. That's the same compound. X2SS works really well. There's barely any difference between wet and dry. Well, dry is always a tiny bit better, but it's barely noticeable. So that one is also to come. Printmaster Kenneth is making the inserts, and when they are here we will do a test run with them. They of course get the Slonsky type inserts, these ones with the grooves, so they can compress without deflecting the outsides of the outer layer. That's yeah, I think most of my inserts are like these now. There's no dead spots in the inserts anymore, so I think that's that was progress to do it this way. So the Baja class, Mickey Thompson Baja class, also get these type of inserts. Then there's one more thing, actually two more things. This guy, maybe you saw him in another movie. I will need to unbox this one because the other charger is in a bin. It still works. I tried it. It still works. The one that nearly burned the shed down. It still works, but it's in a bin. We are going to unbox this one and test it and see how it works. Is it easy to use, or are all the buttons on the right place? So that's is it ergonomic? We will see how that one goes. And then last but not least, we followed some advice and we bought an ammo box. And yeah, just to prevent everything from burning down. And now this can't open. I can open it like this. So it's the ammo box. We got some new batteries over here, but also over here, and that's really important, is the seal of the lid. So you don't want to use the seal in here and close this completely with the batteries inside, because if it would go wrong, there would be a buildup of pressure in here and you might make a potential bomb. You don't want to open this up when something is wrong. And then we still have one of these bags in here. This is actually my big bag of batteries. There's also a new one here. That's as I was saying, a 3S for to mount in front of the Sporty. I have more of these on the way or in here. So I want to tell this: don't use the seal. Well, if you are using it for ammo, but if you tend to use it for the storage of batteries, don't put the seal in there. We have some of these converters because these are all XT30. Yeah, I might need 60s, or I solder them straight on. Maybe it's for charging. We will see what it's for. But yeah, and then it just falls off. Clumsy me again. Well, it's that easy to get the lid off. We all know that also now. We learned this together. It's easy to get the lid off. Ammo box. Don't save money on things like that. You don't want to burn the house, the garage, or the shit down. Is there anything more? I don't want to make this a too long of an episode, so I think I'm going to close it over here. We will be back soon with more content. Since I'm slowly getting better, we are trying to go to the usual schedule of uploads on Thursday and Sunday. So this is the Sunday episode. Maybe on Thursday there will be, how will we do the 500 sub giveaway, or it might one of the things you just saw. But yeah, please come back and check out what it's going to be next Thursday. So, but this was today's episode. Hope to see you all again on the next one, and see you all later. Bye.